Thanks for tuning in today. I'm going to be doing one of my first videos about Destiny. That isn't actually just me playing the game. Here's my actual in-depth, brutally honest review of Destiny.
Hi. Well, thank you, William Barry from the past. God, you're just as fat now as you were then. Anyway, thank you for joining me today. We're talking about Destiny, Bungie's newest and greatest creation, or they would have you believe. Today we're digging into this game. As always, this game features good character development. I'm not going to lie to you. You can pick from 3 different types of different characters. You can only have a total of 3 characters that are saved on Bungie's network that you can play on any console you own. However, though there is not a large variety of places you can go in the game, most of them are mixed up very, very well and add different plush environments. Character development is something this game does very well, and that they've stolen a lot of aspects from many different RPGs, but implemented a lot of them very well. Looking at most of the skills, you would think some of them are pretty generic or, basic, and you would be right. But they mix up the game enough, no matter which class you are, to make you feel somewhat different. Even going down to something as simple and as basic as your double jump. Which is awesome. Though every character has a grenade, melee, and a supercharged attack, they are diversified based off of the things that you can actually equip or accustom to yourself. And you can really feel your custom character coming to life. Unfortunately, no matter what you do, it's in first person, so you don't get to enjoy what you make. Now, much like skills in the game, you can find a large plethora of armor and equipment. You can level up armor and equipment in various different ways. Sometimes having to find rare, unique things on a planet to level up your stuff. Now, each planet has, like Spirit Bloom, Relic Iron, or Spine Metal that you have to collect. And originally, you won't know what you're collecting them for. Another big thing in this game is bounties. Even though bounties will make up a majority of your gameplay experience, unfortunately they fall short. Now I'm going to talk to you about some of the environments in the game. One of the most common places you will come to know is the tower. The tower is the last place where the Guardians really have any control. Where humanity's final hope or last bastion of the coming darkness reside. The tower. Pretty much the citadel of Mass Effect. Let's be honest. Here you get to, explore very different things. You get to see the open community, talk with other... Well, you can't talk with anyone. But you can... can't really do that either. Can't trade or talk. So why do they even have a center hub? I don't know. You can come here to buy things, identify your rare items, but I mean the load time to get here is absolutely ridiculous. And there's nothing really worth value, and anything you can buy, you can just easily find, if not something better than what you can buy here. So, the tower is practically worthless. Come here to make money and then lose money. I'm pretty sure it'll act as a more central theme for all things to come to pass sometime in the future. But as right now, it's just nothing. However, the best aspect of this game is a lot of its environments. The moon is a riveting place with amazing scenery. Absolutely breathtaking. They almost invoke a their own, looking at the shattered remains of the stars or what's left of Earth as it's slowly consumed by the darkness. Looking upon the galaxies out in the distance can invoke such feelings in you that it's just an amazing experience. You see destroyed space stations off in the distance. The moon is a completely captivating and enthralling experience that fucking just really makes you want to just play the game. Unfortunately, the game itself isn't that good. Right? That's the unfortunateness. I mean, the rest of the moon is kind of bland and boring, but the backdrops in this game are astonishing. It's easy to see the effects of the war that's happened for the last century here on this planet. This dead rock has got craters in it reaching to the core of it, spewing and fuming gases that reach out into the atmosphere. if the rest of the game was much like the backdrops, this would be a masterpiece for the ages. The entire environment is so enthralling. It's an experience worth experiencing. In all honesty, I'd buy the game just for this. I mean, you got orange oceans, giant mountains spewing blue magma, and creating greenhouse gases that skyrocket into the atmosphere on Venus. These things are wonderful and a joy to uphold. And if they spent as much time on the backdrops as they did with the rest of the game, this would be single-handedly one of the greatest masterpieces the world's ever seen. The musical score in this game is outstanding. I see places like this, I want to go there! Why can't I be there? Why can't I experience this greatness in front of me? Instead, I just have to see it from a distance and just wonder. They had so much opportunity here to grasp at things larger than what it really is. Unfortunately, they didn't. I'm going to give you a brief few moments of the game that really shines. The gameplay mechanics, the guns, the entire way that they interact with the enemies and the things you fight is amazing. So I'll be uploading that here in a second, but I will warn you that a majority of the game is just this, what you're seeing ahead of me. Anyway, stay tuned here for 1 second and you will see a brief gameplay segment of how the game can be, and how it can play, and how it can feel. And the one thing that they do right aside from music and then the entire backdrops or environment, the gunplay.
What? Unfortunately, good gunplay can't really make a bad game a good game. And here I'm going to talk to you about a majority of the problems that the game really has. Destiny falls short in so many different ways. Despite it having amazing backdrops and environment, despite it having, very keen, precise gunplay and good character movement, and a plethora of skills that can be somewhat adjusted, it fails in every sense of the word. I hate to say this about a game. The game tries desperately to be an RPG, but it fails. It's not an RPG. The grinding in the game is unforgiving. There is no momentary treasures that you get. You can't even unlock legendaries until level 20. And then you can spend a large amount of your time grinding for legendaries, but a lot of the legendaries are worthless. There are gamers out there that have reported they haven't got a single legendary for up to sometimes over 40 hours of gameplay. So there's nothing that gives you anything. There's no incentive. Like Diablo 3 will give you minor little rewards along the way. A low-level legendary to make you feel like, hey, I found something. It's something worth having. The story itself is an atrocity. It has a very good backdrop. I mean, you have to go out of your way to read it. I don't know if you know this, but the story is non-existent on the disc. The only way to access it is through the website or via your smartphone. So, I mean, there's some interesting stuff on there, but they never explain what the darkness is to you as a player. They don't explain to you what your entire principle is, or the whole reason why you exist, why you're fighting against the darkness, what the darkness wants to accomplish. You don't actually get any of this input from the game. I beat the game and I was left wondering what the fuck. They sit there and ridicule you and tell you what you can accomplish in the game. They're like, oh, I could tell you, but I don't have time to tell you. So I won't. So when that fucking shit goes on, you're like, well, okay, well, I have no story, I have no overall narrative, I have no reason for why I'm doing what I'm doing, I'm not really receiving rewards for what I'm doing, I'm going online, beating people on the multiplayer, and I'm not getting shit for it. Top player leaderboards don't receive a single item. Worst player leaderboards find something. I don't mind grinding. I play Monster Hunter, that's all the fucking game is. Grinding. Senseless grinding. But you want minor, little, significant rewards to be given back to you for your time putting in. Playing a video game shouldn't feel like work whatsoever. And you should want to improve at a game to where grinding becomes easier and easier over time. But the game doesn't want you to do that. In fact, the entire thing about Destiny falls short. It has huge amount of wait times. Your spaceship, this custom thing that you're supposed to get that's supposed to be crazy and all you, is meant for loading screens.
No fucking shit!
Check this shit out.
Not only is it only for loading screens, you really don't find any unique fucking spaceships. You can't even customize the way they look. And they do nothing. They're just for cosmetics. This video clip goes on for 47 fucking seconds. That is not new age load times. I remember when American Wasteland came out for fucking Xbox 360, the load times were only minuscule momentary things. This is an atrocity. It's installed on my fucking hard drive. 20 gigs! 20 fucking gigs! And it takes this fucking long to load a finite area that only has 4 fucking rooms in it. That is retarded. Fucking always online bullshit.
You can't fucking trade? You can't? You're fucking serious. Just, what? What? Okay. I gotta retain my composure. This game was a disappointment in every sense of the word. Anyway, in my honest review, I give this game a 6 out of 10. 6 out of 10. Though, for those of you who are still hopeful, like myself and everyone who plays these games still, perhaps the 10-year contract will actually bring in decent DLC. Sorry for raising my voice. See you next time. Thanks again for watching. Oh yeah. Ba-na-na-na. Dun-dun-dun.